Yo, 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 yo. I'm in here. I'm in here. I hope I'm in here. Shit. Man, all this shit I had to do to get this podcast going. But I'm here. What's going on, people? It's your boy DJ Mixmaster Chaos. On tonight's podcast, it's just our opinion. You already know how we get down. We talks about different subject matters. That's just our opinion, you know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's podcast agenda, well, not agenda, what's that agenda? What the fuck? Well, subject matter is going to be about the hatred that the hate produce. But anyway, before we get started in that, you know what I'm saying? Herb Simmons hired and had a blowout, which I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the motherfucking Simmons High School Blue Devils for their victory. First Lady, what's going on? Oh, I forgot to let you in, this goofy Negro. What's going on, Curtis? Opinions hurt people's feelings. Yeah, that is very much true, my brother. You know what we talked about yesterday. So yeah, you got that shit right. I'm supposed to let you in on the podcast. Cause I know you're gonna give me one tonight. I already know. Bro. But man, I've been trying to set up all this shit and get down here. Cause we're broadcasting live and direct in La Cruces, New Mexico. Yeah, I done came back. I done made it back down here to New Mexico. I was just down here, Thursday? Now I'm back here Saturday. They say, Chaos, you be rolling. Yeah, I sure do. Gotta make that money, man. Money, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, shouts out to the Simmons High School Blue Devils for their victory last night, 50-0. Damn, that was a blowout to water. I ain't gonna lie. God damn. Whew. I ain't gonna lie. I think when the team would have got at least about 40, I would have shit. So you know what? We're gonna go home. But it took a lightning storm to basically shut everything down. So that was pretty much a good sign to saying, let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? So I mean I can understand that part, you know. First Lady, I want to ask you a question. How am I sounding and how am I looking on that side? Because I'm not even looking at myself right now. I'm not glitching or anything because I tried to circle around the parking lot out here in New Mexico to try to find a good signal. I think I'm seeing myself now. I see myself on the camera, true enough, but as far as my signal, I'm trying to figure out, am I glitching or anything? Because I know it's kind of hard finding a goddamn signal out here. So just let me know if y'all can hear me or whatever the case may be. It's kind of tripped out right now. Let's see. I'm looking at myself now. Tell you one damn thing. This gypsy ass HP camera. I should have brought my real deal Holyfield, my real HD camera. Yeah, I know. It might be clear now since I got the light on. Shine a light on me. Shine a light on me. Yeah. Probably better now, I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably better now since I can shine my light on myself. Yeah, because actually I got all kind of lights and shit up in this truck. But anyway, yeah, I guess we can go on and get into the topic. I was kind of trying to wait on my bruh, Dark Prince, to come on up in here if he's coming in tonight. I tried to reach out to him earlier. I know he be having things going on, but you know what I'm saying. But hopefully he'll probably chime in. Yep. But yeah, man. Once again, like I say, shout out to the Simmons High School Blue Devils for their victory last night, 50-0. Sorry I couldn't make it. Couldn't been there to show my support. I wanted to be there because I had a lot of people telling me was I going to be there so I could DJ for the tailgate party and shit. Man, I would have it'd been on and popping for real. But I had to get my money, y'all. So hey, gotta do what I gotta do. Damn, I'm like one piece of my hair longer than the other. What the fuck? Should have groomed myself before I got on camera like the motherfucking rich folk do. But anyway, um, now I guess we can go ahead and get on to the topic tonight: the hatred that hate produces. Um, I want to tell y'all this right here. It's going to be a doozy tonight. I don't know how a lot of y'all gonna take it, because some of y'all probably be offended. Some of y'all might probably take knowledge of this shit when I'm finna get ready to spit. And it might be to the point it might be half and half. But the way society is set up, man, a lot of us don't even really know history. We really don't know why things are like they are in society. We're in 2021. We're supposed to be the Jetsons decade, 21st century. Cars supposed to be flying, shit. We supposed to be living up in these little motherfucking skyway structures and shit, looking down on the earth. But all that shit was just a fucking made up dream, I guess. But my thing is, I'm glad there ain't nothing, no cars flying, because y'all motherfuckers can barely drive on the planet and then be up in the air causing a wreck. Imagine that. Motherfucker driving fast, drunk driving in the air and crash in the air and parts and shit falling on top of people's houses. That wouldn't be cool at all. That'd be fucked up. But anyway, you know, this whole subject matter tonight is very, very, very endear to my heart, because a lot of us don't even really know why things are happening in the world like it is, and why there's so much hate in this country, basically parts of the world. And we never ask the question like, what? Why is people so fucking mean, so fucking evil? Why do people just basically do stuff to other people just because? Well, in my opinion, it all starts at the home. What I mean, it all starts at the home is like when kids grow up, they grow up just like a brand new computer out of a box. Whatever environment they up under is the environment they're going to pursue. And the way it's set up is a lot of times, we come from different homes. We come from different environments. Everybody's environment is not the same. I mean, you probably live in an environment where motherfuckers just sit around there and get high and drunk and do stupid shit. Then you got another environment on the other side that might probably be doctors, lawyers, teachers, truck drivers. I throw a truck driver in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, music executives. I mean, anything. You know what I'm saying? Making money and doing something legal, and then you might got some motherfuckers out there doing something illegal. Then you might, excuse me. Then you might have some religious people that that works, doing religious stuff like working in a church or some kind of, you know, uh, anything that's dealing with the religious situation that makes money. You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of shit going on. And a lot of times we find ourselves bringing in kids in this world. And a lot of times we bring them in this world with hatred, believe it or not. Why do I say that? Because a lot of times these kids, they see what their mom and daddy go through, but they don't understand it. And but at the same time, they know it's something bad. Like even if the mother and the father gets into with an argument or a fight or whatever the case may be, you're doing all this shit right here in front of your kids, and your kids take that and pick that up, and they take it and run with it. That's why a lot of these kids they act out when they go to school because they know when they're at home they see all this chaos around them. So it's like, you know, my mom and my dad is fighting, they arguing, they about to kill each other or whatever the case may be, and it's hurting me because I hate to see my mama crying. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you bring that stress and that peer pressure or whatever the case may be to your school, and you pick on other kids. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's why these kids be bullies a lot of times because they basically take on a lot of pressure at home. Somebody at home is not really showing them love, courage, and respect and loyalty. So they have to act out because they want some attention. And if you don't give them no attention, they're going to do something stupid and crazy. And that's with every race, black, brown, yellow, red, and white people, you know. So, but one thing I could tell you on the beginning of this hatred that hate produce is the whole concepts of slavery. Well, you know, most scholars said slavery started its form of interest entrance in America's society in the year 1619. But according to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, slavery started in the year 1515. The first slave ships entered the American East Coast in the year 1515 on a ship called the Good Jesus, the Good Ship Jesus. And a lot of people don't really know that. A lot of people don't even acknowledge that the whole concept of Jesus was basically created by white supremacy, believe it or not. Because the people, the person that we basically looked up to and worshiped back in the days, his name was not Jesus. But I mean, Caucasians that was running shit and had slaves, they'd say, hey, this is who we're gonna make your God. Not to mention they called their ship Jesus, which is mind-boggling to me. But a lot of us, you know, like I said, shout out to all my Christian family out there. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all don't pretty much know about something like this. And if you do know about it, you probably don't want to hear it, which is understandable. I mean, because a lot of times we see things, we hear about things, but we don't want to let it register because we're afraid that we're going to hurt somebody's feelings or we just don't want to hear the truth. We just want to go into life just, feeling comfortable, you know. And that's all fine and dandy, but it's always good to know your history, you know. But like I say, believe it or not, black people before we even had the concepts of slavery. Oh, I'm bleeding. Ugh. Hold on just a second, people. I hit my damn elbow. Oh, oh boy. I know this is a ghetto ass show, but it's how it be. Ain't the Walter Cronkite in this motherfucker. Scrape my arm, scrape my elbow. But anyway, like I was saying, it's always good to acknowledge our history. Once upon a time, before the slave trade, back in the days. Ooh, but anyway, before the slave trade, we were once kings and queens. You know, the Moors, basically, black Moors ran the country, ran the world, basically, especially Africa and Egypt. Because Africa and Egypt is Africa, basically, you know, even though they'll try to say that's a whole nother place or whatever, but Egypt, all that the so-called, what they call the so-called Middle East, all that is Africa. And they know it. And they know that that's where all the world's highly indulged resources is all where it comes from. And believe it or not, it was conquered by the Europeans of the Caucasus Mountains of Europe. Caucasian people basically conquered a lot of land, a lot of resources, and people. Yeah. I used to hear Caucasian people say, you know what? Black people wasn't the only slaves. White people were slaves too. Yeah, to a certain degree. They wasn't really slaves like our people were slaves. There was a whole nother creed of slavery because they benefited, meaning that they was given something. They was given something. We wasn't given shit, and we ain't given nothing now. We just given a privilege to a certain degree, by the system of white supremacy in this country. Even in slavery, a lot of the things that we came up under back in the days, as far as learning how to speak their language, how to basically be on the same level as they on, you know what I'm saying? It became a bit much because the tongue that they wanted us to speak in, we didn't speak in that tongue. We spoke in Arabic, believe it or not. That's the reason why they didn't understand what we were saying, you know. But when it all boiled down to it, they beat the hell out of us and made us understand where they were coming from. And when you beat a people for so many hundreds of years, they become whatever you want them to become. Meaning that you basically have to listen. You have to go by their rules and regulations. Because see, back then, they had more eyes on us than ever. They have eyes on us now. But it started with this whole situation as far as, you know what I'm saying, telling you that this is you're not who you say you are, giving you the Bible, giving you certain Bible verses out of the Bible, telling you what you can and can't do, what you can say, what you can't say. what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. I mean, you basically was a fucking animal in their eyes. They even called you 3/5 of a human being. And if you didn't abide by their rules and regulations, you became a dead motherfucker. Basically, they killed you. You were strange fruit hanging from the tree. A lot of people probably don't want to believe that, and probably don't want to say, because I've heard stories, so many stories about slavery. It's not funny. You know what I'm saying? To the fact where people say they really don't think slavery really existed. But slavery existed in all types of forms. It just wasn't about the physical form. It was more about the mentality, the mental form. That's the worst slavery on the planet, because we're still dealing with the bondage of slavery today, believe it or not. And I'm going to get to that. But the whole concept of this subject matter tonight, the hatred that hate produce. Hold on a second. Is it freezing up? 'Cause I'm looking at myself right now. Might be in the Delta. Y'all know you in Anguilla. That's Green Acres. Yeah, but it looks pretty good on my end. I'm looking at myself right now on my tablet. I'm looking at myself on my tablet now, so it's holding down pretty good. But anyway, like I was saying though, the way slavery was sought up in this country against black people is basically the whole concepts of who they knew we really were. Because I've heard Caucasian people say, well, black people they sold their own people to the Caucasian people, to the pilgrims or whatever. But here's the thing right here. I don't know that to be exact, but I do know this much, that the Moors had workers, black workers, and they wouldn't consider as slaves. They were just working at a higher standard, at a lower standard, on the higher standard of the Moorish people. But they didn't treat them like the Caucasians treated the blacks, the Africans or whatever. So when white people say that we sold our people as slaves, you got to understand that at that particular time, it was basically a trade, because when they came to America, when they came to Africa from the Caucasus Mountains of Europe, they came to find some workers to help them go and seek and build this new land that they had basically supposedly conquered. But like I said, I hear different stories about the whole slave trade situation, and all the Africans that came over from Africa, it was black people already in America that we didn't know. We was told we all came from Africa. We all came over here, but we were everywhere on the planet. We wasn't just in Africa. We was somewhere everywhere, because we were the original people. We basically sailed everywhere. We basically land everywhere on the fucking planet. You know, but that's the reason why I laugh when they say that we are the minority in this country or whatever, or in the world, or the whole world. And that's bullshit. Black people are not the minority. We're the majority. You know, yeah, of course they're gonna tell you that you're the minority because they don't want you to know who the fuck you really are. You got people, you got black people, you got white people, white, you got black and white mixed together. And one thing about it, dominant is black, recessive is white. So if you mix a black baby, I mean if a black man sees a white woman, that baby's automatically black. If a white man sees a black woman, that baby's still automatically black. Because dominant overthrows recessive. That's the reason why Caucasian people, the Klan and all them, they get mad and say they don't want no race mixing and all that shit. Because you're basically you're killing off their people when you mix black with white. Because ain't no more of that goddamn bad motherfucking lamb hair or whatever. Fucking what is the stringy hair? That shit become kinky as my motherfucking beard, goddamn it. Cause I seen a light skinned sister yesterday. She looked at Caucasian. You hear me? But when you look at her hair is nappy than a motherfucker. Cause I'm trying to tell you, you know, she's black, but she probably won't claim black, but she black than a motherfucker. Because one thing about it's just like Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris can sit up there and say she this, that, and the. But I just seen Negro kinky hair on that woman's head. Most people will say, oh, she's Indian or no. Shit, what the fuck you think they are? Yeah, they got a little bit of Caucasian blood in them, but for the most part, that's black, that's African features. I mean, you can go as far as the real Israelites, the Asian people. You go to Southeast Asia, and you got motherfuckers look like me, black as a motherfucker, but they got the Chinese, Asiatic fetal matter. Other than that, the motherfuckers is black. Australia too. I mean, we're everywhere on this planet. But the thing about it is, the system of white supremacy that told us clearly that we are minority and that they outnumber us. But quiet is kept. Who's having all the babies? They ain't gonna tell you that part. You go to the hospital and you see more black babies being born every fucking day than any motherfucking human being on this planet. But they're not gonna tell you that, because if they tell you that, then you're gonna start wondering what it really is, what it's really all about out here. And see, that's the thing about it. That's the thing. That's the whole concepts of hate. See, another thing about hatred, you know, even as far we can go up to the 1800s, 1865, when President Abraham Lincoln basically supposedly freed the slaves or some shit. Now I'm gonna tell you something about that. He only did that because he was saving the Union. He didn't give a shit about black people like that. However, the white people gave a fuck because he basically came in and destroyed a hustle because white people wasn't sure finna get out there in no fucking cotton fields and bean fields and tobacco fields picking shit. Because they were smiling, yucking, and happy as fuck to see they Negro slaves out there chopping cotton and doing all the harvesting of their products that they were growing at the time. So think about it. when Abraham Lincoln said the slaves were legally free, shit, the motherfucking Caucasians got mad as hell. See, I'm gonna show you something how legit this shit really is in society. See, white people, they've been taught that black people are inferior to them, that black people once upon a time were their slaves, that black people are lifeless human beings, that they are three-fifths of a human being, that they're animals, that they're every damn thing that is negative on this planet. But what they didn't tell their kids was how their ancestors conquered every bit of this country and this world by killing, raping, murdering, genocide every fucking human being they can put their hands on. Basically threatening, buck breaking, making our people bow down and kiss the ring, making them so oblivious to what's really going on with them to where that even if the white man said will kill their fathers, their mothers, their little brother, little sister, you had to take that shit. You could not, and I mean could not cry, you could not try to get no help, you could not tell or whatever the case may be. Only thing you could do was take it. Because if you tried to go outside the ring and do some shit, they will kill you. So you just think about it. They basically fucked your mind up for generations and generations past. Beat the hell out of you in front of your family and tell you that if you don't listen to what I say, you're going to get the same thing that your mother, that your father, and anybody else in your family got. And this is pure hatred. But at the same time, they told you to take this ass whooping and just let it be known that the reason why I beat your ass is because you did not do what I told you to do. And it could have been something simple like pick up something off the ground. And you probably didn't hear what he said. He just beat the hell out of it because he hated you just that much. And it wasn't nothing you can do about it. It was something you could do about it, but you chose not to do it. Our ancestors chose not to do it. They chose to take the shit. You know, I watched the movie Django Unchained, and it was a part on there where Calvin Candy said that he didn't understand why black people let his father. He said his father had a house nigga named Old Ben. Old Ben shaved his father's neck, shaved his father's neck, and did everything his father wanted him to do. And he said his father treated Old Ben like he wasn't shit. And he said he wanted to know why will black people let us do this to them. You know why? Because he said basically, he said why won't they kill us? You know, he said because the way they treated black people, he said if that had been him, he would have cut, he would have sliced his daddy's fucking neck, and it would have took him 200 years to even think about it. He said I would have did that shit. But And I thought about it. I'm like, that just goes to show you that these people were pure evil. They were very hateful motherfuckers. And their curse of hate is still around here on the planet today in 2021, but it's in a different form. See that right there, that picture right there, that was the old form where they used to beat the hell out of our ancestors. And when they did that, what shit done about it by us, we had to take it. Now just think about it. Fast forward from then to the 1900s, to the 20th century, and to the point where black people just started rising up and getting tired of the bullshit, and they started fighting for their civil rights. Now, this right here, with the whole concepts of Dr. King, who white people said was a good man. He said Dr. King was a good man. But Dr. King was assassinated by the white power structure of America. When I was young in school, they told us that Dr. King died because he had a dream. They said Dr. King wanted white people and black people to come together. Yeah, to a certain degree, he did. But he was also paid to basically say the shit that he said by Zionist, so-called Jewish people who basically paid Dr. King. This is now this, you can look this up, but the shit that really fucked me up was when I was in school. I've always thought, I'm like, well, if he died because he wanted white people and black people to come together, don't you think he should have been still alive? But that wasn't even the goddamn case why Dr. King died. Dr. King died because he woke up. And when he woke up, he literally said, like he told Harry Belafonte, I believe I led my people into a burning house. And the reason why he said that is because he was basically saying, I'm just giving my people some bullshit that I know is probably never going to ever happen in this country, because these people really do hate us. They hate us with a passion. And I'm going to do my damnness to see that they get what's coming to them. And when Dr. King basically changed up his whole concept from the I Had a Dream, he stopped talking that bullshit that he was talking about, white people and black people coming together. He started talking more about black people loving themselves, loving each other. But even before Dr. King said what he was saying, there was another brother who basically said the same exact thing, but in a different way. He basically said, love yourself, protect yourself, love yourself, protect yourself by any means necessary. And that was Brother Malcolm X. Brother Malcolm was also assassinated. But quiet as kept, they said that the Nation of Islam was supposed to be the one who killed Brother Malcolm. I never believed that, but I kind of found it kind of rare and weird that if the Nation of Islam killed Brother Malcolm for basically trying to get his people, get black people to understand their coming together tactics and protecting themselves, and he basically trained the nation to be who they were. How did he die? Because it wasn't the Nation of Islam that basically had any push to kill Brother Malcolm. It was something big and better than the Nation of Islam. You know, I used to always be told that, I was always told that when you hear 1,000 different storylines, that you already know that there's a lie in the air somewhere. So the way I see it, Brother Malcolm basically was just doing what he was trained to do. And that was to reach one, teach one. Teach his people how to stand up for themselves and love themselves. Because white people basically broke a lot of our ancestors to not love themselves, to hate themselves more than ever. And we are God-fearing, God-loving people. But they got us to the point where they don't want us loving and caring for ourselves. So guess what? We're going to beat it out of you. Not to mention, we're going to give you a religion that we see fit, that's basically created, owned, and operated by us. Now, this right here is probably going to hurt some feelings. But when I used to see this picture as a child, coming up back in the days, I literally thought this was my God. This was the man that I'm supposed to follow. The man that's supposed to get me out of bondage of problems in my life. But as time went along, and I see that my people literally are being destroyed every day in the streets of America, in other parts of the world, this was basically something that we shouldn't even be looking up to, because he looks nothing like us. He have no kind of he don't have our best interests at heart. But when you tell most black people about this guy right here, they'll say, "Well, I don't know what color Jesus is. All I know is he loves us all." But here's the ticker on this whole situation right here. If Jesus was this man right here, if this was your Lord and Savior, and you say it don't really matter what color he is, and white people worship this same character here, and quiet is kept in the Bible in Revelations 16 and 17, I think it is. I can't remember, but when it talks about Jesus having hair like wool and feet like burnt brass and eyes like flames of fire. And then they paint a picture of this guy right here who's supposed to be Caesar Borgia, or whatever the fuck his name is. Why did America and Europe chose this image of Jesus versus the image of a black man? I'll tell you why. Because when you are oppressing a people, you don't want the imagery to be the image of the person that you are oppressed. You want to be the image of the person that you are. as the oppressor. Because if black people was to see Jesus in a darker form, then it would be hypocritical to even throw Bible verses or even have the concepts of the white man telling you anything, because you're looking up to your original self versus them looking up to your original self. And they don't want to look up to you because they whole concept is for you to look up to them, but not for them to look up to you. That's hatred 101. Because they know they don't expect you to know who the fuck you are. They don't want you to believe that you're a God. They don't want you to believe that you can create things out of thin fucking air 20 times faster than they will ever create anything. That's hatred. More of that, they hate the fact that you don't see yourself as a king or a queen or God, which is a king and a queen. That's what God is. A God is nothing but a king or a queen. God is God, same thing, king or queen. Somebody that's in the higher standard of the land. But it's not only is in the higher standard of the land, it's not just the higher standard of the land, it's in the higher standard of the mind. Because when you have a dominant mind, you can do all type of godly things. Things that you would think you could never do, you can do it. You can, I mean, look at the things that we've created in society. Music, I mean, houses, roads, basically buildings, everything. We basically build America from the ground up. That wasn't no Caucasian. Yeah, they doing it now. They getting credit now. But back in the days, the motherfuckers didn't do nothing but drink their goddamn coffee, their tea, coffee, lemonade, whatever the fuck, selling their goddamn porch and watch us work from sun up to sun fucking down and didn't get paid shit. That's hatred. And you gotta think about it. Like I was saying about Brother Malcolm being assassinated, he was teaching all of this. And he became hated. Now he's kind of loved to a certain degree in society now. But the same way they hated Malcolm X is the same way they hated the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan today. They seen Brother Malcolm as an anti-Semite, and most black people don't even know what an anti-Semite is. We could never be an anti-Semite. Semite is a black person, an Asiatic. You can look it up. I should have copied it and put it on my screen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can look it up and show it on the screen. But Semite is a person of color. Is Asiatic. That means black. That means a darker complexion person. So I don't know how the fuck they got the concept of saying that black people can be anti-Semite. No, you could never be anti yourself. You can never, unless you hate yourself. But if you don't know the real definition of that word, then chances are they'll make you feel guilty about a word that they created, that you created, and tell you, oh, you're an anti-Semite. How the hell? In that case, if I'm anti-Semite, you anti-black, because y'all done a tremendous amount of damage to black people in this country. A lot. Y'all done so good to where you got black people hating each other. Even that, you got them hate. You got the black woman and the black man at each other's neck right now as we speak. And that all came from the hate of that created hatred in this world. But it goes, I'm not going to just sit up there and blame the white man for his tomfoolery in this world, because we have some soul searching to do for ourselves as well, because we know better than they are as we speak right now. But it started with them. True enough, they the one created all this chaos in the world. And the funniest thing about it, they'll sit up there and do shit to you and then turn around and say, now look what those people doing. Look at those animals. Look at those black people. Look how they acting in public. They fighting them. Excuse me. They fighting them and acting a damn fool in the public. But they don't want to say how black people got where they are. See, most time when people are fighting and acting out like they're acting out and fighting, whatever the case may be, is because of a generational curse that basically been laid down from generations and generations and generations and generations way back. See, we in probably about the third, fourth generation now of young men and women who don't really give a damn about none of this shit that's going on. They just wanted this. They just want you to leave them the fuck alone. But at the same time, they want to do crazy shit because, hey, they've been raised to do crazy shit. That's just the way it is. But, you know, the whole concept of what I'm saying tonight is that in order for us to really find out how beautiful our blackness is in this society, is to literally find out who we are. It's not going to hurt to research and find out what you want to find out. Even if you think, well, I ain't got time. You got time to be messy and keep up shit on Facebook. Shit, you got time to do whatever the fuck you want to do on that level. Find out what's really going on. Ask yourself a question like, why do Caucasian people hate black people? Why do black people hate black people? Why do Caucasians hate Caucasians? Why do all races basically bang and hate on each other? There's all type of answers, all kind of questions that you can basically try to figure out and look up, because it's out here. It's out here. It's literally out here. You know, I mean, like I say, I don't do religion and I don't do politics, because religion and politics are the same thing in my eye. Religion and politics both, in my opinion, divide the people. It don't make the people become as one. It can make them come as two. Or one's over here, one over here. And the thing about it is, the way society is set up, even today, it's going to be another part of a divide and conquer too, which is called vaccine and unvaccinated and unvaccinated. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the hokey pokey and call it what it was, but I had to say it, because nowadays, this is what's going on. This is the new normal, they claim. That You're going to have the vaccinated people on one side of the coin. You're going to have the unvaccinated people on the other side of the coin. And they're going to be at each other's neck. It's already going down as we speak. And it's really fucked up. Because, you know, people don't never ask the question, why is this shit being pushed among the people so bad? Why do they want us to be vaccinated so bad? But ain't nobody asked the question, where this shit come from? That should be the biggest question of all. Where the fuck did this goddamn shit, this so-called killer virus come from? Instead of doing what they say do, not knowing what the fucking history is behind it. See, one thing about me, I like to go to grassroots on shit. I like to go down into the earth and find out how this tree growed up from grassroots. Now, I don't go to the surface because the surface don't mean shit. Because once you at the surface, all you doing is just looking at right there. You need to go all the way down to the bottom to see where this shit is growing up from. That's what we're not doing. We're not holding ourselves accountable for shit nowadays. And that's all a part of the hatred concepts of my podcast tonight. You know I said, tonight, I'm not going to really go very deep off into it, but I'm going to make a part 2 of this because I know my brother Dark Prince wanted to chime in on some stuff, because right now I'm solo dolo, but it's a lot of things that I need to talk about when it comes down to hatred in this country, in the world, period. And I know I put on my ticker strip, I got up here, enemy versus enemy. Who is the conductor to this hate? Does hate makes money? Well, let's see. Hell yeah, hatred makes money. Hate makes money. Hate makes a lot of money in this country. How you think wars are created? With money. How you think the Bloods and Crips became rivals? With money. How you think the drug trade came into this country? With money. So, yes, hate makes a whole lot of money. Billions of dollars a year in this country. To keep people dumbed down and dumbfounded. And then they add a new topping to the hate, and it's these COVID vaccines. You think that ain't making no money? Oh, yes, it's making a whole lot of money. There's a little Caucasian man named Bill Gates, who was the big guru of Microsoft. He got out of computers. He had his little gateway computers, all that old sucker shit. He got out of computers. All of a sudden, he's like, you know what? I done made my billions with the computers. Now it's time for me to go into this whole concepts of depopulation control. Yeah, did I say depopulation control? Yes, I did. What do you think this COVID shit's all about? You think it's because a virus that's come out of nowhere? Oh, no. It's bigger agenda than what you think it is in this motherfucker. Because like I say, once you trace this shit back to your history, way back, as the old folks say, country folks say, way back yonder, you'll get all the information you can ever want to know about how this situation in this country is created. These motherfuckers don't give a damn about shit. See, one thing about black people that they don't like is that the fact that they know our history better than we know our history. They know we are the best. We the best, like DJ Khaled said. We the best. Yeah. We can do things other people can't do. Don't get it twisted and think that you a dumb motherfucker because they say you dumb, or you animals because they see a couple of videos on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram where y'all fighting and acting damn fool because, you know, sometimes I had to catch myself because I'm like, look at us, man. We need to cut this shit out. But you know what? They're doing the same fucking thing, but it's not being showed as much because they got something to keep the cameras out of. But don't get me wrong, you do have some Caucasian people that do the same little goofy ass shit we be doing, taking videos of them fighting, beating the hell out of each other. But what does that get you? Nowhere. Because if you mad at your partner or girlfriend, boyfriend, or whoever, a family member, whoever, that fucking bad, then you just need to stay the fuck away from around them. But some people say that's hard to do. That ain't easy to do. Yes, it's very easy if you want it. If you want to do it, you know. But a lot of times we catch ourselves. What's happening? DJ Chopper on check in. Because I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna keep it mild since I ain't got my heavy hitters on with me tonight. I'm solo dolo doing this show tonight, but I'm gonna have a part 2 to this segment tonight. But because because there's a lot to talk about anyway. Because I ain't gonna be able to talk about a lot of this shit tonight. I already know. But anyway, you know, but like I was saying earlier, hate makes billions of dollars a year in this goddamn country. A whole lot of motherfucking money. A whole lot of money. You think positive shit make money in this country? No. Because ain't no positive people running this goddamn country. These motherfuckers are all devil-minded, devil-worshipping son of bitches. Yeah, I said it. They are. They ain't by shit. Speaking of a devil motherfucker, I know I'm gonna probably get taken by the balls, but hey, whatever. Do y'all know what this young man is? What old man is? This is a man who basically created this program called the Counterintelligence Program, COINTELPRO. He made this program because it basically specified anything that was against the status quo of white supremacy in this country. See, when black people back in the days was singing "Sweet Low, Sweet Chariot," coming for to carry me home, they was loving that shit. But when you had a couple of black people was like, fuck all this singing shit. I'm not down with this goof ass shit no motherfucking more. I'm gonna tell these fucking crackers how I fucking feel about they motherfucking ass. This man right here was like, no, the fuck you ain't. You ain't finna tell me shit. What you finna do is you gonna take this goddamn charge and we gonna lock your black ass up where we want you to be at any damn way. He basically created a motherfucking memo, probably about this thick, full of shit, and had all type of motherfuckers on his little white supremacist Christmas list. From the Black Panthers, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, I already said the Black Panthers, right? Yep, Black Panthers, Deacon Little Defense, Snick and Core, the Freedom Riders, a whole lot of motherfuckers. He even had some celebrities on his list. John Lennon, James Brown, Sam Cooke, shit. A whole lot of motherfuckers. I just put it that way. He had a whole list, a whole Christmas list full of motherfuckers that he did not like. And the thing about it was, he was fucking with motherfuckers that wasn't making themselves a threat as far as trying to go against the grain and trying to start war with Caucasian people. All they were doing was just saying, hey, enough of this kicking my ass. We ain't gonna take no more of this shit. You come at us, we coming at your ass. Oh, I'm scared. God damn, I'm scared. Yeah, they got scared then. They got frightened like a motherfucker. Oh God, no. Yeah, that's what that was all about. Because they was used to black people like Yowza. I's not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna mess with Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie, my friend. And Mr. Charlie just killed your uncle, your granddaddy, your daddy, your mama, your auntie, your niece and nephew. But when these other black folks was coming in the world, they were like, oh, we can't get these motherfuckers think they got balls. They think they got humongous balls. No, we gonna cut these motherfucking niggas balls off. That's what this COINTELPRO program was all about. To take down anybody, and not even just black people, it was white people too on the counterintelligence program list too. Well, I've already mentioned one Caucasian. He's not no longer with us today, and that was John Lennon. God rest his dead, because he was against the injustice of black people in this country, and and he was basically still holding on to what he believed in, and they got rid of him in shit. I think a couple of days before my birthday in 1980. John Lennon. But see, most people probably say, well, the counterintelligence program don't exist no more. Man, that was way back in the 50s and 60s. Newsflash. They ain't going nowhere. It's still here. We're looking at it right now. It's called Facebook. It's called YouTube. It's called Twitter. It's called Instagram. It's called Twitch. It's called all these social media sites. They watching us on every last one. They watching this right here. They might not be showing their view, but they watching it. They know what I'm saying. But they not worried about what I'm saying because they know ain't too many motherfuckers watching. And they probably feel like motherfuckers don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Which is all good with me because I bet I didn't lie. It's the truth. This guy right here was a Freemason. He was also um, a Shriner, which is another branch of the Masons. But I'll get to that situation on part 2 of the hatred, on hatred that hate produced on my next segment next week. We'll talk about that. Hopefully, if I remember. Because right now, I know my mind kind of zizzes because I've been up since 5 this morning, so been kind of tired, but I got a little bit of this podcast in. We're going to leave Edgar J. Snoover alone. But the thing about it is, that whole concept's there with that guy there. He was, he was full of hatred for our people. And it wasn't because he felt like we were doing something good, we were doing something bad against white people or whatever the case may be. Because, hey, they've been doing us wrong for so long. One thing about karma, you can't continue to do people wrong and not have no repercussions behind this shit. These motherfuckers finna get you. We gonna wake up one day or another. That's just how it is. That's why when they do shit nowadays, they be very careful to things that they do. Because they know one day we might jump that broom and be ready to get in that ass. So that's the reason why they keep a very close eye on the black man and woman. Because they know eventually when they keep picking at us with these goddamn needles sticking us, yeah, eventually we're gonna jump crazy with their motherfucking ass. And that's what they don't want. That was the whole idea of what Edgar J. Hoover done. But anyway, I know I was saying that does hate make money? Yeah, makes a whole lot of money. you know. And here's one of the money tools right here. Pull up. This is one of the most hate tools in the black community. Child support. Oh, you don't think they ain't getting no money? Oh yeah, they getting money too. They getting money out of you. Other than that, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a thing. Because if they wouldn't get nothing out of it, it wouldn't even be in the books. Of course they getting some money out of it. That's why I don't understand why most black women will go to the point where they wanna even put themselves out there to even claim the fame of this child support system. Because a lot of times black women, when y'all get mad, that's the first thing y'all think about is child support. Because most black women don't even have the nudge to say, you know what, I'm going to talk to my kid's father and negotiate how we're going to set up something for little Tyrone, a little Shaniqua. You know, if he just give me a couple of dollars a week or whatever, every 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, you know, I ain't got to run the child support. Me and him just gonna have a conversation. Y'all don't never think like that. Y'all automatically go and automatically go over to Mr. Charlie and tell him, hey, my baby daddy ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. And you fill out this goddamn questionnaire and give them all the information you want to give them, and they go and look it up. Boom, child support he's on. And a lot of times that child support shit is consists of I'm mad as fuck with my child's father because he don't want to do what I say do. That's hatred. That's hate that makes money. And on another hand, what makes money? I said war. War makes money because the Federal Reserve, the powers that be that runs everything in this country, gives countries money for war just for them to pay it back. So a lot of times they create these storylines, but they get money on both sides of the coin. That I will talk about that on part 2 because I'm gonna get ready to wrap this thing up because I got like 9 more minutes. Damn, time's flying. Jeez, I've been on here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up at 8. Let's see, it's 8:52 Central Time, 7:52 where I'm at right now. I need to go and get me a good old shower and kick back until I fall the fuck asleep. But I'm gonna go in further on things that consist of the music industry, talk about war, talk about gangs, and all other shit. Because this is just part 1. We're just gonna label this as part 1 of the hatred that hate produces. Anyway, we can go ahead and wrap it up. I kind of like when I have my co-host on my show because it makes me kind of pep up more of what I want to talk about because I'll be trying to go in on so much of this, so much of that, and it'd be hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I know everybody's got things going on because this is homecoming weekend in Hollandale, And then a lot of my partners are working this weekend. I'm thinking. I try to hit that brother Steve. I think he probably having phone problems. So I already know about that little part. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this thing up. Um, but I want to say, I remember back here I was saying something about if y'all got any like business, like small black-owned businesses or whatever, any kind of businesses you got, for restaurants, making T-shirts or whatever the fuck you doing, you know what I'm saying, and you want me to put it on the podcast, I'll be happy to. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know ahead of time, and I can, hook something up. You can send it to my email, chaoticdjsmusic@gmail.com. Even to your music, I play your music. You know what I'm saying? You give me the rights to play your music, your music videos, whatever the case may be, I'll air that on the podcast too. Or you can send it to djchaos08@yahoo.com. So, like I say, either or, I'll hook you up. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this podcast. I got 5 more minutes. I need to go ahead and shower up and get my relax on till I get ready to fall to sleep because I had one hell of a day on the road, over 600 and something miles a day. I need to be getting me some rest any damn way because I've been hustling, bustling. That's what I do. The life of a trucker. But anyway, let me go and wrap this up. Shout out to your first lady. I will holler at you at the while. In the meantime, between time, you guys be safe, be easy, don't do nothing I wouldn't do. It's your boy DJ Mixmaster Chaos. I'm out. Deuces. Have a good